The skies over the Indo-Pacific are no longer just for commercial flights or routine drills. They're now a silent battleground for global powers. High-tech military aircraft from rival nations cross paths in contested airspace, where every maneuver is a message and every encounter a test of resolve. These tense standoffs, far from public view, are the new front lines of modern geopolitics. Pilots must make split-second decisions, knowing a single mistake could spark an international crisis. Each flight is a high-stakes dance of surveillance, posturing, and deterrence. One such encounter, near China's coast last year, revealed just how quickly routine can turn to crisis. A lone Chinese J-16 fighter faced down two advanced foreign stealth jets, a vivid illustration of rising tensions. This story offers a rare glimpse into the pressures and skills demanded of modern fighter pilots. Such incidents, though rarely publicized, shape the strategic chess game playing out above our heads. For the pilots, these are not abstract games. They're life-or-death moments that test courage and skill. The actions of a single pilot can ripple across the geopolitical landscape, shaping perceptions of power and control. For the PLA Air Force pilot, the day began with a routine training flight in his J-16, a versatile twin-engine fighter. Skies were clear as he patrolled near China's coastline, until his sensors picked up two unidentified aircraft. These weren't commercial or friendly jets. They were foreign stealth fighters, among the world's most advanced. Their sudden appearance during a Chinese drill was an immediate red flag. In an instant, a training mission became a high-stakes confrontation. The pilot, known only as Li, had to intercept and assess the threat before it neared Chinese airspace. The J-16, while formidable, isn't a stealth jet, unlike his adversaries, who were designed to evade detection. Outnumbered and outmatched in stealth, Li faced a daunting challenge. The encounter's location, just off China's coast, added gravity. He was the first line of defense. His mission shifted from training to protecting national integrity. Every decision now carried immense weight. Li had to assess, plan, and engage, all at supersonic speeds. The silent standoff had begun, with the fate of the encounter resting on his skill and nerve. The pressure was immense, but retreat was not an option. The next moments would define not just the mission, but the message sent to the world. The foreign jets weren't just passing through. They were flying a direct, provocative path toward the Chinese J-16. This was no accident. It was a calculated move to test China's response. Such aggressive posturing is a common tactic, a way to probe an adversary's readiness and resolve. By heading straight for Li, the foreign pilots were pushing the boundaries of acceptable behavior in international airspace. For Li, the challenge was clear: stand his ground, or let the intruders dictate the encounter. The psychological stakes were as high as the tactical ones. The stealth jet's pilots likely felt protected by their technology, but Li had to show he wouldn't be intimidated. His response would signal the capabilities and resolve of the PLA Air Force. Both sides were making rapid calculations, each move a test of nerve. The foreign jets pressed their approach, forcing Li to make a critical decision. With his country's coastline behind him, the choice was clear. He had to engage and force the intruders to change course. The confrontation was about to escalate. With two advanced fighters closing in, Li's training and duty took over. "Our territorial waters are behind us, and they were approaching. We had to go over," he later recalled. This wasn't aggression, but responsibility. He was the guardian at the nation's gate. For Li, the foreign jets were a direct challenge to sovereignty. His decision to confront them was the result of years of training and a deep sense of duty. He wasn't just flying a jet. He was defending his country's airspace. The foreign jet's direct approach signaled clear hostile intent. Li's resolve hardened. He needed to do more than shadow them. He had to act decisively. The pressure was immense, but his focus was singular: force the intruders to turn back. What followed would become a legendary tale within the PLA Air Force. To break the stalemate, Li executed a daring barrel roll directly over one of the stealth jets. This complex maneuver put his J-16 in a dominant, offensive position, flying inverted, canopy to canopy, just meters above the foreign fighter. At such close range, the risk of collision was extreme, but Li's skill and nerve were on full display. The move was a clear signal: I am in control, and I'm willing to take risks. In military aviation, this kind of aggressive flying, known as thumping, is meant to intimidate and force an opponent to back down. Li's J-16 boxed in the adversary, both physically and psychologically. The foreign pilot, now with a massive jet looming overhead, was put on the defensive. This was more than a show of bravado. It was a calculated tactical step. From his inverted position, Li could use his sensors and targeting systems to full effect. He had turned the tables, using superior flying skill to counter the opponent's stealth advantage. The next move would decide the outcome. The aerial chess match had reached its climax. Seizing the advantage, Li used his J-16 systems to lock his radar onto both stealth fighters at once. Achieving a double lock-on against stealth jets is a rare technical feat, one that signals a missile could be fired at any moment. Stealth aircraft are built to evade radar, but Li's close-range tactics and advanced sensors overcame that edge. The radar lock was a turning point. The foreign pilots' cockpits would have blared immediate warnings. Their technological superiority had been breached. They were now vulnerable. The message was clear: I see you, I can target you, and I'm prepared to engage. Faced with this threat, the foreign pilots had a choice: escalate or retreat. The psychological pressure was immense. The checkmate was set. The instant Li's radar locked on, the foreign jets halted their advance. Confronted with a credible threat, they broke off and retreated. Mission over. The tense standoff ended not with missiles, but with a silent, decisive withdrawal. For Li and the PLA Air Force, it was a clear victory. A single J-16 had forced two advanced stealth fighters to back down. No shots were fired, but the message was unmistakable. Reports suggest that this type of foreign stealth jet hasn't returned to the area since, indicating a lasting deterrent effect. The incident was studied by both sides. China saw a source of pride and a lesson in countering stealth. The foreign power, a moment of vulnerability. The silent retreat spoke volumes. In aerial encounters, technology alone doesn't guarantee victory. Skill, courage, and the will to act are often decisive. Li returned to base, his training flight now a real-world success story. The skies had been defended, without a single shot. One detail stands out: the nationality of the foreign stealth jets was never officially named. This omission is deliberate, a way to avoid direct diplomatic confrontation and keep tensions from escalating. The description of the jets narrows the suspects to a handful of nations, with the US and its allies the most likely. But by keeping the adversary anonymous, China shifts the focus from a specific conflict to a broader statement of capability. The story becomes about the skill of the Chinese pilot and the performance of the J-16. The unnamed foe stands in for any high-tech opponent. This strategic ambiguity allows China to claim a victory without forcing a public response from the other side. The mystery adds intrigue, but its real purpose is to control the narrative and maximize the encounter's impact. This encounter was more than a dramatic duel. It was a powerful act of military signaling. By publicizing the event, China showcased the J-16's ability to challenge even the most advanced stealth aircraft. The incident highlights the risks of contested airspace in the Indo-Pacific, where close encounters are becoming routine. China frames the event as a successful deterrent. Provocations near its coast will meet a firm response. The story of Li's success warns adversaries that China is ready to defend its airspace against any threat. It's a microcosm of the region's shifting power dynamics, where skill and resolve can outweigh pure technology. The J-16's triumph is a symbol of China's rising military might and its determination to shape the strategic balance. The skies above the Indo-Pacific will never be the same.